I guess we're live.
Hello.
And again, we're together with Mia and Marco. And am I freezing here or is it working? I have sense like we're in slow motion here.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like to be in slow motion.
Yeah.
For once
when I'm
in my
being
life.
me, I'm really slow. I'm a sloth when I'm being me.
No, you're not.
Wow.
That's not true.
Is
That's
it
not true. You.
Did you spot the lie there?
Mm-hmm.
Was it heavy? Was it light or heavy?
Little bit.
See?
Just a little bit. I'm using the tools.
You're using the tools.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hello. So I was wondering, because I think there is a class this weekend. There's a BU class. And I was wondering, what's about the BU stuff? I mean, like, if I don't know anything about it, like, why I should go to a class where they tell me how to be more me? I'm me. What do I have to learn?
But you have to get it right, Marco. What can't you get from that?
Okay.
Was that light? Was that light again?
No.
See?
Like for me, it's like there's so many classes where you like be invited to search like what is the I am. And what I see with this, like people search for the definitions of themselves, and how many people have just like have so many projections and expectations. Like what is the picture we have drawn of ourselves that has nothing to do with who we be? And this is one of the huge gifts that I see with the Access Tool and with the Being You classes, that it just like unravel all the shit, the projections, the expectations, judgments, rejections that you have like your whole life. What you think that is you, but it's not.
Yeah.
Just get a sense like what else is possible if all that is just not existing anymore, or you just have a tool how you can get out of that.
Totally. And also like what you were saying, Simone, like in the beginning I said when I'm being me, I'm slow. I'm like, that was so you totally could get that was a judgment of me. And most people don't know that they're functioning from not their reality, that there's something they picked up a long time ago, or it's just something that we're told, or you know, or they bought that for their whole life and they think it's just them, or they can't do something, or they're just, it's that something is not for them, or being happy that's not their thing, or not having, you know, whatever they desire, or not having the life they always dreamed of, right? And even like sometimes dreaming of something is not really art. Like what if, you know, the things we thought we're dreaming about, not really, that's not really us and our reality, and there's something totally different available out there, and we just think we're just supposed to be this or have this because we were told our whole life by everyone around us. And then all of a sudden this whole new world opens up, and you just get to know you more, or you know, or just like get to explore. And that's the whole thing, not to define the right you, or you know, the have the like the all the boxes checked of like what's being you, but basically it's an adventure, it's an exploration of like for example, who am I today, you know, and what grand and glorious adventures am I going to have? And really just by asking questions every day, like for example, me, I can say this is me, but I know that I'm going to, with each and every class I attend or I facilitate, I get more of me. I get more to those places that I never thought were possible for me. And that's like the beauty and the magic of all of this. And like every single class is so different, and you get like unique perspectives or unique awarenesses from every single facilitator, because every one of us is unique and all the classes are unique. Never that you've been to a one class, you think you've been to one, you've been to all, but that's like we all know, and everyone that's been on a class knows, in a class, in more classes, knows that, it's not, it's just the scratch on the surface, and it's just an opening of so many more possibilities.
Okay, so when we talk about the classes, we're talking about access consciousness classes. And I would say like everyone that approached them, since even like bars, which is the kind of like the first one, everyone go or run into, we get that each of the class give actually more of us. Give us awareness, realizations, and more space. We get to see ourselves beyond definitions. But like, so what's the specific of being you? What's the difference? Why? What are the tools that are being used? Because like being you, I think like many people maybe cannot grasp it because it's very undefined as a concept. Being you, I'm already being me. But like, what's the tools and what's the kind of invitation of the class, or what are the effects of the class?
So it's just the energy of the class. Like every single class has a specific energy that opens and unlocks and gift you something that's different. Like we have had a foundation like at the weekend. Now with the Being You class, it has a total different energy than a Right Voice for You class would have, or something. Like there's just that energy, like that entity itself that is gifting and receiving, and we're feeding it with our beings and we're receiving from it. And I've never put it this way. Like, yeah, what else can we receive like right now from it? And just, yeah, and what informations can you get in a Being You class that's probably never showing up somewhere else because it's just a different foundation there.
Yeah, because like for me, it's like I think it's beautifully and brilliantly you put it in words, Simone. Because like I usually say, like the more classes I've attended or facilitated, I've like really see how it's different, not just with the class but also with the facilitator. But the Being You classes and all the other like different classes, different types, specialities have this, I would say, like the character to them. They're just like you said, entities, live beings. They're almost like they are a co-creation with us, and there's this universe of Being You that's also contributing with all of us, Being You facilitators, and actually people that have attended classes. We all contribute to this universe, and that universe is included in all those classes. It's basically, it's almost like it's the wind beneath our wings, and it's this beautiful space. And for me, like classes, like especially Being You classes, I see it's you get this space where you get to you. It's almost, for some people, it's the first time they actually get to be them. It's almost like they have this not allowance, what's the word, like permission, like to, like everyone, the class itself opens up this space where you can be you, and you can, for the first time, for some people, finally get to know the space of you as a being. And for me, that's amazing. And the tools like are all designed to create that, but also there's this space, there's this beauty of it, there's this aliveness and this entity. It's really hard to explain, and it is, like Marco, you said, it's undefined, and that is the magic of all of it. And when you're not defined, the magic of Being You can show up.
And one more thing, like we're so trained to do. Like being has not existed even for most of the people. Like, what do you mean by being? Like, I'm doing this and this, but doing is not being. And like, this is the space and the platform where you can discover, oh, there's being. I can relax into my being, which does not mean you're not doing, but it's like if your being is included, everything is so different.
Yeah, your choices are totally different, because some people, like, also they think, and I've been there too, we just like, if I do enough, then I'll finally be something, or I can finally,
It sounds nearly like an implant. If I do enough, I'm finally being. If I'm doing enough, I'm finally being. If I'm doing enough, I'm finally being. So all the shit implants and explants that we have, and And like everyone watching this, can we
Yeah. Yes.
just try and quit on those? Right on the bed
Yes.
for going towards sport. It was just like
Yeah. Yeah, and then when you actually get the permission, like, and also the other side of the coin is people think, oh, if I be, that it means I don't have to do anything, that I just meditate all day, and that means being, and they don't like it. It means it's their permission to not do anything. But yeah, I'm being. It's basically when you're being, you can do so much more than you've thought you could do, and you have this space to your capacities, to your potentials, that just like fuel your actions and fuel your choices, and you just get to choose more and more and more, not less. And
this is so fun.
Yeah.
As you say that, it's like, yeah, being you is like you just be more that space you truly be, and how much more molecules are just talking all the time to you, and you just receive it like, oh, this, yeah, let's like, and then let's like from that space of let's go, let's do, like let's create together with the universe. Thank you so much. Like it's like playing ping pong here. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for this perspective, because they're awesome. And also we say, like, for everybody that watch this, even though you exactly don't know is the specific of what this beautiful lady are talking about, but it's the sense that kind of like maybe it's being pinned to you. It's maybe the curiosity that is growing. It may be that things that like even you don't get it completely rationally, but like you know that, or sounds familiar, or something, or sparkle this kind of like light in you and being like, oh, I knew it, or like, that's interesting. So that's also the way the energy and the being work. And I would say like also, well, if someone is not familiar with that, when we talk about implants, I would say they're kind of like light that we've been trained in, and they're very kind of like deep into us, and so they're implanted.
Also like brainwashed, yeah.
The brainwash, exactly. And so like all these words are the way of like see them and pick them out. And the Being You class are based on the book of this extraordinary man, this beautiful guy, which is like being you changing the world, as if like just being you can change the world. And it's actually a very interesting story. The facilitator this weekend is his sister, Sarah Grandinetti, which say that like being you could be one of the very basic class for us as consciousness people and facilitator as well, because when you assess to more you can actually assess to more your capacity, to assess to more your like your being, your possibilities. So to me, the more interesting thing is like both of you are being you facilitator, and still you're choosing this class with another facilitator. And this class is also open, and it is a big invitation for other facilitators from other classes and other specialties to join. But my point is like, why? Like, you're already facilitator. Why will
come on? Because Sarah is Dane's sister. Kidding.
That's it. Okay.
That's the whole, like that's the whole thing. Like, no, I mean, not that would be like such an, such an oxymoron. For me, like with Sarah, she is like she is being so her then that it's just an invitation that's unstoppable. And that's the whole thing with the classes. When someone is being them to like so dynamically, it's just unstoppable. It's so you cannot say no. You just have to be there. You just like have to know like, oh, what will this create? What can we create together? And it's a totally different space and invitation, and it's like I'm so excited. Like I know all the tools and I've been to so many classes, but just this alone, like what she brings to the table, her uniqueness in facilitation, her awarenesses, and what she creates, how she creates, the way she creates, the way she bees, that's like, for me, it's like I want to be there.
So for me, it's like I'm more and more getting out of that linear point of view, what is the right and wrong, and more come to the choice and see, like, as Maria said, like all of that, and like what if you as a being for you facilitator do not have an answer like, oh, I'm already this, so why should I take something else? Like, what the fuck? It's more like, okay, what's the energy there? Like, and it's like, if you choose from the energy, what you can receive from the energy of that specific being you class with this specific being you facilitator. What can I add to that? What can I receive from that? What can we create together? If we would not have that point of view of like, this is the right thing, this is the wrong thing, I'm this already, blah, blah, blah. Skip the blah, blah, and just go with the energy. Like, okay, what can we create with this weekend? What else is possible without any point of view? What would I like to choose? What would I like to create in the world? That's, yeah.
So are
And
you
also
saying
there's
that,
like no right and wrong here, you know, like just
choice.
Yeah.
so are you saying that, like, if let's say I'm a facilitator and I'm watching this, I'm like, well, if I come to the class, I can assess more me, I can get more possibility, I can get amazed about something, I can have more magic, I can create bigger classes maybe after that.
Then just ask yourself, if you have more access to yourself, would that create a greater future?
Yeah.
Would this
also,
class would add something to your life to create a greater future? Yes, no. And if it's a no, please don't come. But if it's a yes, then come.
Yeah, and what if like this class could contribute to your classes? Because it's like not like you said, it's not linear. Everything is a co-creation, and like I said, the whole universe being a universe, how it just contributes and like it builds on each other, and you know, what can this class contribute to your class, and what can your classes contribute, like vice versa, you know, like all like simultaneity, and you know, like the receiving part as well, like you said. What contribution can I be, or gift can I be, and what can I also receive from this, you know, if it wasn't like linear, if it wasn't from the computation side of like, what do I get out of this if I go to what, well, oh no, what will people think, I'm a facilitator, I go to another facilitator, what is this, you know? And it's a totally different muscle when you are a facilitator and you're being a participant, because you know, it's not just one or the other, you're being both, but it's different, it's so different, and it's so amazing.
And I would like to add something, like for me, I have done my first Being You class. I guess I was a maestro for 3 or 4 years. And then I took my first Being You class with Dane. And was like, just, that was not required for anything. So why should I? Like, after this class, you're not unable to facilitate or do something specific. Like, total in your point of view. But then in this class, I'm like, holy shit, this is dynamic. Oh my God, would I just have known before? Yeah, but that less, a little blunt decision before. But I mean, you get it when you get it.
I think also thank you. And I think also the greatness of the class is like, this class is not prereq.
Yeah.
You don't have to know what access consciousness is. You don't have to know what the bars are, the clear statement. You just have to feel this pull and ask this question. Maybe one asks more of you. And also think in this specific time where like everything is on pause and we actually prepare ourselves to go in the future, move to a different future that now has been created, because we don't want to be back as we were before. Things have changed a lot, and we're getting ready to kind of like restart. So even I think like for the people that they want to be a contribution, they want to have like more potency to not just try to start, but put a different foundation and be someone different now that like the world start to kind of like spin and will be faster and faster. I think like this is a great timing to sign for this class and to assess to more of you, to be like more the future you're asking for, I would say.
This
or maybe
is
to be a totally different future, who knows? Things change completely.
This is so brilliant. Like for everyone watching right now, how many of you think we go back to something? Is that actually like we think we will go back? Like if that weirdness is stopped, we go back
to normal.
Yeah, but just get a sense, will there be a back to normal? Will there be the normal we know as normal? No. So I'm also getting that awareness.
Yeah.
So, and now for the future that is not known yet, would it be easier to have tools and access more of you to know what you desire in life? Or is it easier to not have the tools and not have like these energies available to you?
Yeah. What if this is like, sorry, what if this is like a clean slate for everyone? You know, you can just blank canvas, and you can start like just even if you thought, oh, I could never do this, or I could never, what if you just what if now is the time, now is the chance to just start doing something that you never thought would be available or you couldn't do before. Now you can, and now suddenly it's possible, and all the doors are open and nothing is solid anymore. You can just, you can change anything. And it's so amazing, for even if you're someone that watching and you think, what are these people talking about? It doesn't make any sense to my head. But you get in your like, but you're still intrigued, you're still, there's some curiosity there. What if that's the spark, and that's the invitation that actually is your being or your future, or I would say your life talking to you. Hey, you've like
Or
been
your
doing,
future saying,
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
this-
you've been doing this your whole life. What if now is finally the time to start listening to something else than this? And yeah, so what if basically we don't have all the answers here, so maybe there's something beyond this. And if you get, even if you get disturbed by what we're saying, you know, like maybe there's something here for you, and you will know. I mean, it's not right and wrong, but if it's something that is calling you, if it's lighter, if it's something, oh my God, I don't know what, but I kind of have to check this out, but you know, maybe, you know, could just follow that.
It's interesting. I almost sense a growing excitement around us for this class, and I think it's not only us. Anyway, so if you want more information about this class, you can easily find it online in Facebook on Sarah Grandinetti CF page, and also in what else? In that for sure.
It's a weekend class, right?
It's a weekend class,
yes.
and I think whatever we post this video, wherever people post this video, will be like in the first comment. There will be some, or in the post itself, maybe up here, there will be some information, some link to click. It's all the weekend. It's like I think 4 hours a day with wonderful people, beautiful girls, and me.
and a beautiful man, really more beautiful man who knows.
And so many
not
possibilities.
Not just beautiful, but brilliant as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Talking about brilliance, today is also the birthday of some brilliant facilitator that we know. Exactly the facilitator of this class, Sarah Grandinetti. So shall we go around and gift her like happy birthday in each of our language?
Okay.
Very local, very international. Maria, you want to start?
In my language?
Mm-hmm. Slovenian, correct?
Yes, Slovenian. So I'll start. Vse najboljše zate, vse najboljše zate, vse najboljše, draga Sara, vse najboljše zate.
Zum Geburtstag viel Glück, zum Geburtstag viel Glück, zum Geburtstag, liebe Sarah, zum Geburtstag viel Glück.
Tanti auguri a te, tanti auguri a te, tanti auguri cara Sara, tanti auguri a te.
Yay!
Happy birthday! Bon
Happy
compleanno.
birthday, beautiful
Sarah.
Sarah.
And thank you for choosing to have a body this lifetime and to play with you. How did we get so lucky? So see you soon, guys.
Absolutely. See you very soon. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you this weekend, maybe.
Yeah.